Cascade Valley had an absolute beatdown on App State last week, and we're looking to do the same thing here against the Illini. This might be the best our passing attack has ever looked in school history, and we are out here bringing it right now. It's Mr. Wilson, who didn't have a grab last week on his first reception of the game, is trying to go to the house, and Mr. Wilson is in the end zone. This week, though, we do have two prospects visiting. We have Kyle Harrison, the center. We need to get some rushing yards over 100, and we need to get passing yards over 250. And Will Flutie, an athlete, probably defensive lineman. We need 3 sacks at the D line and 2 tackles for loss at the D line. We can get both of those done. Can the defense look like the offense? Because good God, that is the best this offense has looked to start a game in a while. App State thought they had something, but they had nothing right there. Excuse me, Illinois thought they had something, but they had nothing right there. Illinois back here in shotgun, 2 split back set. Watching their guys, they throw it underneath. Sam Dees, who had 9 tackles last week, tries to come in. Big third down, they're going to send Swanson around. A little misdirection. Looks like a halfback screen coming up. Will Hayes, one of the fastest guys on our team on defense, comes in, but Houston is the guy that brings Martinez down. Last time we touched the ball on offense, we went to the house pretty quickly. Warren Forward throws an absolute missile that goes nowhere where it was intended. It should have been to the guy across the middle, but instead it went far right. Not really sure what happened with Forward there. We're hoping that doesn't happen again. He goes here to the read option, keeps this one. Likes what he's seeing, gets stood up though. The juke move goes nowhere. Big third down here. Forward going to the halfback screen. As at least one defender forward, and Juice Dawson is able to fight for his bread and gets the first down. Forward had a guy deep, couldn't get rid of that one, and that's the second and completed the game. Forward throws one, and that goes to Porter Ryan, who gets 11. Forward feels the pressure though and can't quite get out of it, and ends up taking a loss of 4. Looking for something. Forward can't quite find anything. He wants to go somewhere, but he instead throws it away, and that's going to be a big 3rd and long coming up. Squad absolutely in passing territory here. Forward has been running for his life most of this afternoon. Throws one that is picked off by Wright. That is dropped to the floor, and he picks it up a centimeter before it touches the ground. Warren Forward had been great so far today, but that was definitely an ill-advised throw that he tried to float over the defense and just really didn't go his way. Now, Lang tries to keep one, and he does pick up 6. Spencer Lang had over 100 yards rushing in the season opener. Now he's seeing if he can do that again here against this Cascade Valley defense, which is known for giving up big plays, especially to mobile quarterbacks. Trying to get some pressure off the edge. Christoph Houston there, but they go with a quick slant pass. That one goes for a big gain down the middle of the field for 24. They make a little early mistake, and then they struggle to absolutely come back and really shut a team down. They're leaving Illinois an opportunity to come back here. Second is short. The blitz up the middle, is Sam Dees is ready. I stand corrected. That was actually Will Hayes coming through on that one, absolutely delivering the boom. He's 94 speed, one of the fastest players we have on defense, and he's playing linebacker, and he gets it on back-to-back plays to get a sack. Are you kidding me? It looks like that play might have been credited to Pat Hill, but I mean, you got to give, again, Will Hayes some credit there because he was in there. He was just as part of that sack pause if needed as Pat Hill was. This team has been a little bit too pass happy right now. Forward and company have to relax and just run that ball like they know they're going to be. And if they can run the ball successful enough, then that play action game comes wide open, just like we're seeing right here as Forward loves a good tight end, and he found one. Been great so far. Forward running around a little bit, doesn't like anything, throws one deep, and he should have just ran with it. Illinois ready to go, playing that read option. Juice Dawson finding his way for what looks to be a first down. Coach McMervin going right back to the run game here. Juice Dawson showing that he can absolutely get through this defense. Dawson a little tired. Kendrick subs in for him here. Looks like they have the halfback screen sniffed out and we lose 3. An incredibly hot start the team had is just feels like a thing of the past at this point. Right across the middle though, it's Porter Ryan. Second grab of the game goes for 17. Dawson subs back in here. He's going to get the handoff. He has an opportunity to keep it going. A nice little stiff arm here. Juice Dawson looking like a grown man. Dawson's averaging 8 yards per carry right now. He's been an absolute grown man. You love to see him just cooking like this. Underneath Antonio Vaughn, I believe this is his first grab of the game. Forward's going to keep it here in 2nd and 3. Finds the seam, and he's in there. Warren Forward in the end zone, rushing, passing before. Cascade Valley back on top. Illinois throws a screen pass. I'm just shocked that our guy didn't pick that off. What was Kendall Johnson doing? Little pitch, that one absolutely goes backwards. Thank God. 63 in their team is not athletic. It's this team giving Coach Mervin McMervin some gray hair. This ball's going deep. Antonio Vaughn. Da-da-da, da-da-da. We've seen some unbelievably special wide receiver talent come through here, but I don't think we've ever seen wide receiver talent like Antonio Vaughn. That play that he just made was special. Cross the middle, right back to Vaughn. He's having a heck of a game so far, and he continues it with a 21-yard grab. Forward looking at this team right back in the end zone here. He's rolling, dumps this one off. Smith is going to get down inside the 5. Despite the interception earlier, Warren Forward's having a heck of a game. Nearly 200 yards passing in the first half. He's getting close to what could be a record day. If he can get 500 today, they'd be the first time in Cascade Valley history a quarterback has ever done that. Second is short here for Illinois. They're going to send Swanson out in motion a little bit, so we know it's a pass play. They throw a beautiful route, and Michael Lanier just destroyed that man. I know that receiver's last name is Sedberry, but it might be Deadberry after that hit. Lanier is one of the most hard-hitted safeties in the league. Playing the pass the whole way here at 2nd and 14. They got a couple things to go underneath here. Johnson absolutely getting torched, and we're going to see Hill bring him down, but he gets 3rd and short now. Major 3rd and short. Can Illinois convert here? D's and company bringing it in, and look at Will Hayes showing why he's a starter coming in here, getting a sack. Pretty long kick here. They're going to get this one up. This one is trailing. So after that 50-yard field goal, we've got ourselves a 15-point ball game with Cascade Valley looking to put some more points on before half. And Armani Ferdy, Fullwood loves himself a big tight end, and he's showing it there as he gets down to the 50. A lot of criticism from last week where we didn't really see Fullwood go to Fertney a lot. Fullwood heard that. He's right back out here going to his guy yet again. And we're seeing Jalen Clark pick up the gain of 20 now. Fullwood having an absolutely perfect half here. Almost 250 passing yards in the afternoon. This one, and what a rise up. Look like LeBron James back in Cleveland as Cleveland gets the 2nd pick of the game for Illinois. A big first half, a bad first half. It has been a tale of 2 stories for us, but still a 15-point lead going into halftime. Welcome to the Cascade Valley Halftime Show, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use code GGB when you check out Underdog Fantasy. They will double your deposit because you use my code. You deposit $5, they give you an extra $5. You deposit $50, they give you an extra $50. They will literally double your deposit all the way up to $100 as long as you use code GGB. This week is a big week for Cascade Valley as we just landed ourselves Joe McBride, the next great tight end in Cascade Valley history. You know Warren Fullwood loves a good tight end. This dude, in my opinion, reminds me a lot of Brock Bowers out of Georgia, who just won the national championship in real life. He's got good speed. He's got great catching overall, great blocking. This dude's got really good stuff all across the board. He's going to be a playmaker for us. Tyrell Brown, we're doing really well on. We're the #1 spot for him. Drifus Muhammad, we're kind of struggling a little bit. Ohio State came up, but I think they just sort of jumped us a little bit for some hype. I think we'll be able to win that spot back soon. But across the board at offensive line, at corner, at wide receiver, wherever you're looking at, we're finding great talent every single spot that we look. And I think, you know, we've got some more time before we get some of these guys, but this is a major guy I want to get. Jordan Brown, we found a 91 overall guard. This dude will be a starter day 1. We are really far behind, but honestly, I think with a little bit of time, we can get there. Heisman-wise, Ben Powell. We're seeing Jeff Cox still the #1 and #2 spots with Warren Fullwood holding strong at #3. But you're seeing Stephen Crosby and Johnny Galea both moving their way up. Galea's a sophomore, and you're seeing Stephen Crosby, a freshman for Alabama, get us some cred too. Last week's Players of the Week, you see Jalen Gardner and Ron Morgan from Georgia Southern and Georgia. But if you mosey our way over here over to the Big Ten, you're going to see that our guys Kendall Owens and Warren Fullwood got the job done. And then lastly, in the top 25, Michigan goes from 3 to 1. You see Notre Dame end up falling back with a game that they should have probably, I think, been fine in. Because you see LSU lose to Michigan, Michigan goes to that top spot. Clemson goes from 2 to 3. USC goes from 6 to 4. Alabama holds steady at 5. And we move up 1 spot to #6, which, again, we're top 5 soon. You better believe that. Now, Illinois got the ball at halftime, kind of struggled a little bit, and we have the ball right back ready to go as Warren Fullwood's going to take a QB keeper here. He's going to get to the outside, and Warren Fullwood do what Warren Fullwood does best, impress the Heisman vote-getters, as Warren Fullwood on the first play of the half is going to go into the end zone, and he says, I don't care about the interceptions. I scored touchdowns. What do they go to? They bring a guy in a little bit. Holmes comes over to the left-hand side to set up for an extra blocker. They go with the QB keeper. We thought the running back might take it, and instead it's a big first down for Spencer Lang and co. Lang makes a little adjustment with 6.5 left here in the third. Looking for something, throws one in. Simmons! Simmons gets the pick. We've been waiting for an interception. Simmons, I can't even say his name. He's in the end zone. Desmond Simmons, the true freshman. Put some respect on his name. I want to give a big shout out to Jacoby Richardson because he called this when we uploaded the last episode in the offseason, or the offseason episode, saying Simmons is going to be the next Mike Hemphill watch. And I don't know if he will be, but I got to say, that man saw some talent. Major shout outs also to Rita Pierre and JD Redwine, who also spoke super highly of Desmond Simmons. We ended up landing him in last season. But I mean, that dude just showed up big right there to make a play and put this team exactly where they need to be in a very, very good spot. Illinois, though, despite being down major, is putting some momentum together at this point. They're trying to get themselves back in the score here. Pat Hill trying to get something there. We're going to see Christoph Houston now getting the pick. The big fella rumbling, ain't bumbling, ain't fumbling. He is down after a big interception to keep the tide of this defense going the way they wanted to. If you know anything about the history of this team, you know that we absolutely do not like ourselves, Illinois. They ended up taking one of our coaches who was doing incredibly well, and they took a couple of recruits as well, and we don't take kindly to that. First and again, Fullwood. Looking for something here. Has an opportunity. Floats one deep. He's got him, and that's going to be Jalen Clark holding the 36-yard touchdown pass to Cascade Valley. Let's ride. This team is keeping the pressure on Illinois right now. They go with a little run here. We got a couple of guys, and Rodriguez Gibson steps up to make it 4th and short. There's a lot of time left in this game, and one thing we know is that Warren Forward has an opportunity to throw the most passing yards in a single game in Cascade Valley history, and we're going to obviously run the ball, but we're going to still pass it too because of that. First and again, Juice Dawson lining up at receiver. Don't really see that very often. Dawson, though, looking a little open. We're throwing one deep, and that was going to go to Porter Ryan. Accidentally, Porter Ryan grabs it, and we're not mad at that. Warren Forward sitting at 343 passing yards on the afternoon. He's got a guy. He floats one. It's a little short, but Clark's going to find a way to make it happen. He's down after 12. First and goal. McDonald in, but he drops it at the last second. Wilson coming over a little bit. Forward sees him. Gets him in motion, and that's going to be Mr. Wilson in for his 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. The hits just keep on coming as Illinois cannot do anything against our defense. Coach McMervin keeping his starters in right now because he wants to absolutely blow this team out of the water. He's got Joe Kendrick out here leaking, and that's Joe Kendrick over the top for 43 yards. Warren Forward is now 94 yards away from setting the school record for most passing yards in a game. He's trying to do it not on this play, but he gets his 3rd interception of the game because a helmet bobble is going to lead to an interception. Forward trying to chase him down, doesn't want it to go into the end zone. He does get him at the 4, and it won't matter in the grand scheme of things, but Forward knows those interceptions, they hurt his Heisman candidacy. This is the closest Illinois has really been in the end zone in a long time. Their quarterback looks, finds, and Sedberry, who we thought we killed earlier, he says he's alive. After a 26-yard kick return, Warren Forward and company come back out here for another drive on offense. Juice Dawson trying to turn up, but it's only a yard. The 3 interceptions really are just going to take away from what has been a great performance from Warren Forward, in my opinion. It's just how much better could it have been had he not had that issue? We'll only would know if it didn't happen. Unfortunately, it did. But even with that interception, he still has 500 total yards of offense today. It's been a great game for Warren Forward, again, despite the blunders. Forward throws one. It's just going to be thrown away at this point, making it 3rd down. He's looking, sees somebody, comes back here to Antonio Vaughn, who is dangerous in the open field and gets inside the 35 with an 18-yarder. 3rd quarter is winding down. Forward knows it's time to probably do something big. Is sort of winding at this point. He's got a guy, he throws it on the run. It's Vaughn again inside the 10. Are going to hurt him a little bit more than he wants to. Juice Dawson trying to get out here. He's got an opportunity to get in the end zone, and Juice Dawson takes a 7-yard reception in for a touchdown. This might be the best Cascade Valley has looked to start this season. Coach Mervin McMervin and company had just said, look, we're going to have a schedule that is a little bit more conducive to our team, and this is showcasing to be better. App State and Illinois is a lot better than starting with these crazy tough games. Illinois, again, few and far between in the red zone and the end zone today, and they're trying to switch things up here. Throwing it off his back foot is going to be Lang, who gets the 1st down. Looking to bring a little bit of blitz pressure here. Dees and company are there, and look at Kendall Johnson. Missed an easy one earlier, but gets a big one here. That's going to give us an opportunity to see if Forward can potentially set that record. Forward closing in incredibly close on that passing record here in Cascade Valley. Not going to get it here as he's got to go ahead and throw one away as the defense is all over him. Forward only needs about 40 yards to make it happen here. He's scrambling. He's got a guy. He throws it, and that one is nearly picked for the 4th time this afternoon. There's a lot to be said about how gassed he probably is at this point, but you never know. Forward throws one, chucks it a little bit, and that is ultimately going to drop. Coach Mervin McMervin is out for blood, sends the first team offense back out here a big. You see him rolling. He's got a guy. Porter Ryan picks up what looks to be a solid chunk of yards. He's got 15. The yards are closing in now for Forward. Forward looks to be about 25 yards away from making it happen. He's got a guy across the middle. It's Antonio Vaughn. That's another big gain of 16. We're talking single-digit yardage here now. Forward stays heavy on the play action. Doesn't like what he sees. He's rolling around a little bit. He's got a guy. He dumps it back. It's Jalen Clark, who's had a fantastic afternoon, and I believe that is going to be it. 503 passing yards all the afternoon. Warren Forward now owns the Cascade Valley record, previously owned by Cedric Riley. The only record that Riley still held is now gone. Another touchdown would have been great, but we do not want to risk Warren Forward getting injured today. The man had 600 total yards of offense, and he's going to have a day after that. Patrick McDonald with an opportunity to go in here. Rodriguez Gibson looks like he's in a receiver this time. We're going to dump it right off to him, and Gibson's going to get himself down inside the 5. Gibson comes in motion. Got a guy open. It's going to be Coleman. And look, Coleman, the defensive guys are in here, getting themselves some yards and some touchdowns today. We're going to walk out of here with one of the biggest wins we've had in a while. I know we blew out App State, but this just felt great. 503 yards in passing, 109 on the ground, and 6 total touchdowns. Put your Heisman vote in right now, because it's Warren Forward and nobody else. McDonald did well when he came in with a touchdown. We saw what Fullwood did today. We see on the rushing side, Juice Dawson with 75 and Fullwood with 109. We had 3 rushing touchdowns. On the receiving side, Vaughn had 6 for 126. Clark was big as well. Dawson getting involved in the passing game. Matt Wilson had 2 grabs, both for a touchdown today, as well as our strong safety, Jacob Coleman. On the defensive side, our guys right here killing it as well. We see 8 from Pat Hill, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. That guy might be the best defensive player on the team, and that's saying something considering how good a lot of our guys are. But it's an interception party. 1 from Desmond Simmons, Jaquez Ness, Christoph Houston, and Kendall Johnson. And we even saw 1, I believe, go all the way back to the house, which is huge. That one done by Desmond Simmons. This team is incredible. The defense is stepping up. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.